to play for.
Oh, it's bowled in.
Beautiful.
And there it is.
An innings of authority.
Wow, what about this?
Does he get enough? You bet he does. West Indies strikes again.
Grenada, the Spice Island and the venue for the third test between the West Indies and England. The destiny of the new Richards Bolton Trophy is still unclear. Antigua was attritional. Crawley, Root, Bairstow and Bonner all knocked centuries, but the match ended in a stalemate. Root was sublime once more in Barbados, but local hero Craig Brathwaite proved an immovable force. The skipper scored 160 in the first innings and followed it up with a resolute half-century to thwart the England attack. Who will blink first in Grenada? Wonderful sunshine at the moment over the National Stadium in Grenada. Will we have a decisive third and final apex test match between the West Indies and England?
Bit of swing and seam already. First ball, Steve Harmison alongside me. And Calmiers into this team for the first time in this series. But you're enthused by what you've seen in that pitch, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. Good morning, Samuel. Good morning, everyone. It's a brave call to go and bowl first. Put your pressure on your bowlers.
Straight through him. Appeal from the bowler, not much from behind. Excellent signs.
That's a beauty. That's a beauty. Just got the ball tip. Not only nipped back, but it's bounced as well. Look at the bounce on this. Seam, good position. Gone all the way through Alex Lees. There was a noise. There was a noise. Just might be the back pad. But not only good signs for Jaden Seals, but good signs for the West Indies.
What a seed.
It's a beauty. That's an absolute beauty from Jaden Seals. Hits the deck hard, seam position, nice and bowled upright, stands up all the way through to Joshua De Silva. This is what bowling coaches tell your bowlers early in.
Huge shot from Kemar Roach. Gregory Brathwaite not interested. Craig Brathwaite once again will have that discussion and have to make a decision. Did it do enough? Well, he's reviewed it. We'll soon find out.
Copy that, Gregory. Review for LBW. Original decision not out. Leslie to Mark. We have a player review for LBW. The original decision is not out. I've already checked and established it's a fair delivery. Can you move on to front on spin vision, please? Yeah, there's clearly no bat involved. No shot played. Can you move on to ball tracking, please? Thank you, Mark. Just waiting on ball tracking, guys. That's right, Mark. No shot played. Still building. Here comes ball tracking. Pitch is outside off, impact outside, wickets missing. Mark, I'm ready to go back on field to Gregory. Gregory, you can stay with your original not out decision. You're on screen, signal now.
Decision upheld. What a shot. Sublime from Zach Crawley. First boundary.
Slightly over pitch from Kemar Roach, looking potentially for a little bit of swing. Hasn't swung, it's just gone straight on with the angle, and that's comfortable in Crawley's arc. Crawley's scoring areas there. Big, tall man wants to hit the ball down the ground.
Well controlled, not well timed. dribbles away to the boundary. Alex Lees, his first boundary of the morning.
And it's a welcome boundary for Alex Lees. Jaden Seals just gone down to the short ball. A lot of balls pitched up in and around that good area. There's not much pace in this pitch. If there is any indifferent bounce, there's not much pace in this pitch yet. Still a bit damp. So it's just sitting in the surface as well. And with Jaden Seals, but I think you're right. I think Jaden Seals especially is just trying a little bit too hard. Had a little bit of footwork there, but just kicked it onto the boundary. I don't think he's really sure, Blackwood. I think he's right to be not sure, because I think when it is 4, when he did stop it with his foot, I think his back was turned, so just dribbled against the rope.
Got him. So often Carl Mayers does it. He's a handy bowler and a wicket taker. First one down.
Not without its alarms for the England openers. This has been a gift. Cross-seam delivery. It might just have stood up a touch in the surface, but it's a loose drive from Zach Crawley. Skipper Brathwaite in exactly the right place. And Mayers, the experiment with Mayers has resulted in a wicket for the West Indies. They draw first blood in this shootout here in Grenada. It's Crawley's gone for 7 and it's 23 for 1.
Brilliant from Roach. She's very good there. Gets down quickly. Authority in that one from Lees. 29 for 1.
And he's got another. Carl Mayers strikes for the second time, and this time it is none other than England's captain Joe Root. That is a big, big scalp.
Certainly is. Very, very good delivery from Kyle Mayers. Scrambled seam again. Just took the outside edge of the informed Joe Root. And jubilation once again for Kyle Mayers and the West Indies team. He's been included in the squad this morning, and he's showing his skipper that I can get this job done. Joe Root is gone for naught. England in a bit of trouble here. 29 for 2.
Straight-ish, but the angle might just be taking it past the leg stump, but this is going to take some consideration yet again from this West Indies review committee, led by the captain, influenced by a former captain, added to by a vice-captain, added to by a keeper. Just in the nick of time, let's have a look.
Decision not out. Leslie to Mark, we have a player review for LBW. The original decision is not out. I've already checked and established this a fair delivery. Can you move on to front on, please? There doesn't appear to be any bat. However, I'll need Ultra Edge to confirm. Ultra Edge coming up. There's a flat line as the ball is next to the bat and clear a gap between bat and ball. There's no bat involved. Can you move on to ball tracking, please? Pitching outside off, impact in line, wickets missing. Mark, I'm ready to go back on field to Joel. Joel, you can stay with your original not out decision. You're on screen signal now.
Wow. That ball just seamed back in. Prodigious movement.
Yeah, excellent from Seals. Standing the seam up. Making sure that the length is always challenging the batter to think about coming forward. In the air. Run all the way down to the boundary for 4. That's straight. Oh, that's gone. If Dan Lawrence hasn't hit this, he's in big trouble.
I agree. Having that discussion with Alex Lees, I wonder what the decision will be, just in the nick of time.
Copy that, Joel. Review for LBW, original decision out. Leslie to Mark, we have a player review for LBW. The original decision is out. I've already checked and established it's a fair delivery. Can you move to front on, please? Yeah, he's clearly missed that ball. Clear gap between bat and ball. There is no bat involved. Can you please go straight onto ball tracking, Mark? Ball tracking coming up, Joel. Pitching outside off, impact in line, wickets hitting. Mark, I'm ready to go back on field to Joe. Joe, you can stay with your original out decision. You're on screen signal now.
Joel Wilson raises the finger for the second time. Absolutely spot on from Jaden Seals. The movement defeated the forward push of Dan Lawrence. He has gone for 8. England in real trouble here at 46 for 3.
Might be the final ball before lunch.
Stoutly defended by Alex Lees, who's looked solid at the top of the order for England. He's played 1 or 2 pleasing strokes. More importantly, has made it all the way through to the lunch break. It's been West Indies session for short. Carl Mayers has been perhaps the unlikely hero. 27 overs, 3 for 46. It's not been edge of the seat stuff as far as run scoring is concerned, but there certainly have been chances and opportunities for the bowlers with seam movement and a little bit of up and down bounce here on day 1 in Grenada. Crawley, Root and Lawrence have found themselves back in the pavilion. Mayers with a couple of those wickets. Joe Root with a duck. An absolute beauty from Mayers to send the in-form England skipper back without scoring. And it's Alex Lees and Ben Stokes, the 2 left-handers, that will see England through to the lunch break and resume thereafter.
Bowlers for the West Indies, well, we've asked for some spice on the pitch. We've got that certainly. Jaden Seals with his solitary wicket, but it's that man, Kyle Mayers, 2 wickets for no runs, 5 maidens in 5 overs, and doing the damage so far.
Misfortune for the bowler, fortune for Alex Lees. Could have ricocheted into the stumps.
I've seen this a few times now. Alex Lees pushing away from his body. Any sort of width that's been on offer, he just pushes away from his body, hands out in front of himself. Very fortunate there to get away with that one. See right the last minute, he loses his balance as he comes through.
Very well bowled.
Good area this from Alzari Joseph. Ben Stokes doesn't want to come forward. Trying to play the ball as late as he possibly can.
Got him. Use of the short ball by Alzari Joseph. Proves to be the end of Stokes.
You said, is he bowled too short? Well, that one was a short ball. 3 or 4 balls in this over, just been that nice length. This one had a bit more venom in it. Ben Stokes just toe of the bat. Alzari Joseph, nice catch. Nonchalantly throwing the ball back to the umpire. And England in real trouble now. Stokes goes for 2. England 53 for 4.
There was a noise out. I wonder if it was bat hitting ground.
It was a loud noise. It was a loud noise. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. Don't do it. Josh, what happened there? Josh.
There was a noise. There was a noise, and I actually thought Alex Lees is walking here. As his bat hit the floor. Not so sure.
This time, no question about it. He's been working away at angling in and then straightening. Brilliant from Roach.
A fantastic area from Kemar Roach. Again, challenging Alex Lee's outside edge. Relentless this morning. 2 or 3 times Alex Lees has left the ball very close to that off stump. This time, Kemar Roach thinks the world's against him. Not that time. Lees goes for 31. England 53 for 5.
Is that another one? Yes, it's all falling down and falling in favour of the West Indies here after lunch. As well as before, Biesto goes.
One that nips back, then one nips away from a similar length, similar speed. 145 kilometre, nips back, cuts him in two. 142 kilometres, nips away, manages to get the outside edge. Joshua De Silva coming forward, takes a good catch. Reward for Alzari Joseph. I think he's bowled beautifully this morning. Besto goes for naught. England in real trouble, 53 for 6.
Don't give him that. Walks lives for that drive.
He naturally makes width for himself. Chris Woakes stays leg side the ball. Excellent cover drive. Square cut, back foot punch. These are the shots that Chris Woakes enjoys playing.
It's nicely clipped away. And it's going to be 4 runs as well. 4 very, very welcome runs. If there are opportunities like this, then obviously England needs to take them. That's just offline, off length. Nonetheless, very nicely clipped away by Ben Folkes.
Clean him up through and through. Jaden Seals just jumped back in, breaches the defenses of Ben Folkes, and another wicket for the West Indies.
Well, the wickets continue to fall then. This is a lovely piece of bowling though. Just comes back a little bit, just clips the top of middle stump. It's enough to beat that slightly tentative defence and find its way through, and a very cool celebration from Jaden Seals. That's 7 down now as Ben Folkes goes for 7, and it's 67 for 7. Well, that one has gone over the top, so they brought the 3rd man into the ring. That was for Woakes that he was placed down there, but now it's Overton who is given that a bit of up and over, and it's raced away for 4.
Yeah, very wide and short, and through everything at it, did Greg Overton. Got enough bat on it to fly through that slip region to the vacant 3rd man area. Don't think Alzari Joseph will be pleased with that.
Nicely played. Chris Woakes has pinged a couple through the covers, one off front foot, another off back.
Slightly short and wide that time from Kemar Roach. And of course, Woakes cashed in.
Gone, bowled all over the place. Confusion on the face of Overton. Elation on the face of Kemar Roach.
That man Kemar Roach, once again, you just can't keep him out of the game, can you? That one came back a long way. Breach the defense of Overton. And England slumped into further trouble. Overton is gone for 14. England struggling badly, 90 for 8.
Oh, shot. Chris Wokes given a bit of width again. Unerringly finds the extra cover fence.
Certainly was a good shot. Slightly overpitched by Kima Roach. He knows it. Forced a smile. And Chris Wokes really cashed in on that. Very good shot.
Jack Leach peels off a beauty through extra cover. Brings up the 100.
And a big cheer from the England supporters. Overpitched delivery from Jason Holder, wide of off stump as well. And that was a good shot. Well, he's got the top score of 92.
It's just offline again here, Jason. A sort of slump of the shoulders actually after he delivered it. Not entirely happy with himself here, as well he might be. Little flick of the bat as it goes past. That's what the umpire said anyway. A look of wonder.
It's a drop catch.
I'm just wondering whether it was squeezed or dropped. That's the thing. Yeah, it is a drop. That's the lower, flatter, wider, quicker one to finish. And England will go to tea now. 114 for 8 after 53 overs, so the over 8 is down from West Indies, but West Indies will be less concerned about that than they are happy to have taken those wickets again. 5 in the session, 68 for 5 in this afternoon session, so 8 in the day, 114 for 8 the total. And so winning the toss for West Indies today has turned out to be a very, very good thing indeed. Asking him to bat first likewise. Conditions have certainly helped the seam bowlers throughout, even though we saw those 2 token overs of spin just before this tea break here at just after 2:40 local time. So that's the card for England. Top score of the day, Alex Lee's 31, a series of single-figure scores to follow before Chris Wokes not out 25, Overton's 14, Leach not out 10. But England way below what we think will be par, but as yet we're not quite sure what par might be. That's the scorecard at tea, 114 for 8.
And the bowlers, Kyle Mayers, 2 for 0, the 5 overs. Not seen him again since he got Joe Root. 2 each for Roach and Seals, bowled very well. So did Alzari Joseph.
Clean them up. Jaden Seals immediately after tea picks up another wicket. The wicket of Chris Wokes breaches his defenses once again.
He really has deserved this, Jaden Seals. Throughout this series, he's bowled beautifully, the young man. He really has come of age. Hardly any first-class experience under his belt. He's hit Test game and hit the ground running and hit the stumps of Chris Wokes. And resistance just going there. 25, Chris Wokes, England 114 for 9.
Almost close to him, that's what I mean. Get him in a little bit closer.
You called it, Bish, and it almost worked. Fell agonizingly short of John Campbell. Look at that. Couple of yards closer would have been an easy catch.
That's a lovely shot. That is a top shot. just a little saunter down the pitch after he'd struck it from Jack Leach. And the smile that says, was that me?
He certainly enjoyed that one. He played an extra cover drive a few overs ago off the bowling of Jason Holder. It was the shot of the day. Then this one now eclipses that one. Firm push.
Firmly struck. Very firmly struck. Ow. Just shrug it off. West Indies captain very much in the firing line there. Seems to be recovering quickly.
A courageous stop from Captain Craig. Quite close and hit firmly. Just like that.
Well, the inside edge won't take it down to the boundary as such. But it did one thing and one thing alone. It saved the ball going through to the gloves for the stumping. So the charge. Mahmood on the charge. Couldn't resist. Oh, he's put it down. He's put it down at full stretch. John Campbell, who feels in the slips, he feels in the covers, feels anywhere to be honest, but he was at full stretch here.
Yeah, well fortified offside, similar to what they had for Jack Leach. Goes for it, hits it in the air, just to the right of John Campbell. Had it once, had it twice, didn't have it the third time, and in the end, grasped the opportunity. Should have been taken.
Oh, fuck.
Oh dear.
I can't see.
Again, Brathwaite is way offline. Unbelievably, it's got enough pace to reach the boundary. Rolls its way down to the boundary, having beaten the bats, having beaten the gloves. Welcome runs for England. It's 162 for 9.
Oh, hit, sorry.
50 partnership comes up for the 10th wicket between Leach and Mahmood. It's been a good restoration of the shambles that existed before.
Appreciated by the whole team. They're dressed in white, being ready to take the field. 133 balls. Partnership has been
Nobody really wants to chase it. Seals finally gets through the gears.
a bizarre bit of cricket in the last two balls. Frustration from the West Indies fielders towards two bowlers who have put a lot of effort into getting England 168 for 9. Alzari Joseph ball watching twice in the last sort of 10 balls. And there, Jaden Seals expecting it to go for 4, and he's ended up having to chase it, sprawl and dive to last-ditch stop the boundary, which he did very, very well. It's going to be 4 more welcome runs to England. Craig Brathwaite, anguish cry, deserves to as well, because that's a poor ball down leg side. Only one fielder behind square, out on the deep fence, and again, they've let England back into this. They really have. 90 for 8. 90 for 8.
Oh, jeez, man, well ball, boy.
Yeah, Joshua De Silva, I think he had a point talking about himself not long ago. It has been a long series for him. Ball goes straight through and misses everything. 4 more hugely valuable runs here for England.
The second new ball has been taken. have to be able to lift yourself as a fielding and bowling group for this with the last pair at the crease.
Bowler's right arm round.
Three slips, a gully, and a ringed offside field. Squirts that away, might be 4. Is 4. More runs continue to flow. England creep towards 200. Who would have thought from 114 for 9?
Hardness of the ball, brand new ball, goes off the bat that little bit harder. It's 2 balls outside off stump, swinging from Jaden Seals. This time he's gone that little bit straighter. Thick outside edge.
Jack Leach continues to enjoy himself.
More frustration for the West Indies. What a partnership. 80 runs so far between Jack Leach and Akib Mahmood.
Oh, he's absolutely nailed that. What a magnificent shot, and it brings up the 200 for England.
Appreciated by the crowd that's here, mostly England supporters. Over-pitched delivery from Alzari Joseph. Nice firm push through mid-off.
Down the track he goes, and he has thumped it through mid-on. There's your answer, Curtly Ambrose.
That was expected. Hit it well. The non-striker and the umpire for a brief moment was in some trouble.
Jack Leach almost wore one for his trouble. Quite remarkable. Taki Mahmood, 49.
Oh, yeah!
Knocked him over. Would you believe it? Jermaine Blackwood does give his fast bowlers the gift of not having to go through warm-ups in the morning. For Sakib Mahmood, the agony of finishing one short of what would have been a maiden 50 in red ball cricket, any red ball cricket, let alone a test match. England have been bowled out for 204. Jack Leach and Sakib Mahmood are the men they have to thank for getting them that many. Looking for that single on the leg side, has chopped it into his stumps. And Blackwood picks up a test wicket. The only other time numbers 10 and 11 have top scored in a test match innings was in 1885. Tom Garrett and Edwin Evans for Australia versus England in Sydney, 1885. Jack Leach and Sakib Mahmood have made a little bit of history here in Grenada. West Indies look relieved but a little bedraggled as they head to the dressing room. Sakib can barely believe it. How did I not make it to 50? But because of him and Jack Leach, England have a foothold in this test match.
They certainly played well, Leach and Mahmood. It was the longest third session for the West Indies. No fault of their bowlers, they really tried hard. And to dismiss England just at the brink of close of play is a good sign for the bowlers, who won't have to come back tomorrow and put the boots on. So that's a good sign for them.
Yep, we won't know until both sides have had a bowl. The old cliche is a truism for sure. Alex Lees with 31 from 97 at the top of the order. Looked impressive in defence and with the odd attacking stroke. And then England's middle order was absolutely blown away. Mayers, Seals, Joseph seeing them off. Chris Wokes then with 25 from 52 helped Jack Leach to see England over the 100 mark. And it was that partnership of 90 between Leach and Mahmood that got England above the 200 mark, and will give them hope that their bowlers can do similar to the West Indies batting lineup tomorrow. Kemar Roach 2 for 41, 2 for 13 from Carl Mayers. Extraordinary intervention from him with his medium pace. 2 for 33 for Alzari Joseph, who was quick at times. 1 for 4 for Jermaine Blackwood, but once again it's Jaden Seals, a youngster 20 years of age, who has impressed most for the West Indies in this innings.